will be consequences if you're not. I'm going to read a couple of pieces here. The second one is pretty short. It's like 100 words. The first one I think is about 400 words, about three and a half minutes. This piece is from the magazine I own. It's Valley Business Front Magazine. It's a proposal that I made about a year and a half ago. City Council has picked it up. A committee has been formed. Flags are being made, and you'll see where all this ties in, but it looks like it's something that's going to happen. During the warm months, I've written occasionally and even presented photo essays on my blog about the marvelous international atmosphere that is created at, of all places, Happy's Flea Market in North Roanoke near Hollins. It has become an international bazaar on weekends with a fascinating mixture of languages, foods, dress, and customs that few outside the flea market patrons are even aware of. I have found exotic foods at Happy's after getting recipes from sellers and have watched this little community grow to a point that a number of the vendors are at least semi-permanent. Happy's is but the most extravagant example of a diversity of culture that is growing up along Williamson Road, where a number of ethnic grocery stores, restaurants, and other kinds of shops dot the long boulevard from its intersection with Orange Avenue on the one end and Peters Creek Road on the other. The marvel is that it is there and it is thriving. The challenge is what to make of it beyond what there already is. And a friend came up with a very good suggestion recently as she and I talked about it. I'd love to see the Williamson Road Area Business Association and the City of Roanoke get together and create what they could call Roanoke's International Corridor, Christina allowed. It is a bold and innovative idea that could be packaged beautifully around restaurants and outdoor market, separate from the one at Happy's, which is a little on the seedy side for many potential customers, and a festive atmosphere. International music would be a welcome part of any international corridor. Signs would be important here. A specific to the corridor logo would be necessary, and it would need to appear prominently at the businesses involved, perhaps even linked to the signs. Marketing through WRABA, that's the Williamson Road Area Business Association, social media pages, and even individual advertising from members of the Williamson Road International community would be part of the program. Everything that is necessary to get this started and running is ready and in place. The shops are flourishing. First-generation Americans and immigrants are centered in this section of the city. Word is spreading. The marketing is the next step, and it could start with something as simple as a Facebook page announcing the plan and telling us where all these marvelous businesses are, which would, of course, be followed by a map and some signs. Wendy Jones, director of WRABA, says the most significant barrier at the moment is, I really wanted to put the red next, but I couldn't. The most significant barrier at the moment is the language barrier, and that her organization is addressing that. We don't have the opportunity they have downtown. They're a square box, we're linear, but that doesn't mean we can't make it happen, she said. WRABA would need to be involved since it is the most significant business organization in the area, and somebody like Lisa Soltis of the City Department of Economic Development or one of the boys down at Public Works could weigh in. My guess is that if we get right down to it, this whole idea could reach fruition by the end of summer now. Maybe even before. I suspect I should call Pearl Food, who invented local colors. If Pearl took over, the whole thing would be done by next Thursday. This is a blog post. I was horrified and mortified when we went out of town to get an artist to do the artwork at the City Market Building. I don't want to sound overly provincial about this, but I'm tired of Roanoke City treating its own citizens like hayseed outlanders when it comes to the historic Roanoke City Market Building. We don't have an architectural engineering firm good enough to do the redesign according to the city, and now we don't even have an artist capable of presenting public art for the entryways. I've screamed bloody murder from the beginning about Spectrum not getting the architectural work because its proposal was far superior to the out-of-state company that won it. A, quote, citizen selection panel, unquote, has selected artists from Maryland, California, and Florida as finalists to decorate the 4 entryways. The finalists were picked from a pool of 35 responders to a request for qualifications issued by the city, according to a press release. The selection committee says the release included, quote, artists, professionals, community volunteers, and members of the Roanoke Arts Commission. At the time when arts organizations would do well to cooperate with each other, the artists selected for this task should have been picked by a professional team from the Taubman Museum and the Arts Council of the Blue Ridge, the premier organizations that deal with artists, and the damned artists should have been local. There is absolutely no reason in the world to go to Los Angeles to find artwork for a crown jewel of the city market. This is a continuation of the shameful attitude that our people aren't good enough. Our artists and architects are indeed good enough. Maybe the city government is the one coming up short. The casual and cavalier ignoring of local artists and other local professionals for our best projects simply has to stop.